Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, I have an absolutely disgusting story for you here today. So, this is an article that was sent to me, and it is a woman who decided to leave her man, leave her husband and her child behind because she wanted to go hook up with some random dude. You know, she found some attractive guy. So she leaves the husband and she also decides to leave the child. And now, 11 years later, and now that the dude is 36 years of age, she is begging to come back to him. So let's jump into this. This is absolutely disgusting. So she walked out on us 11 years ago. Now I am 36 and she is begging to come back. Now, I see this all the time in these stories, man, where I mentioned this in a recent article, actually, where women will completely implode their marriages, completely ruin absolutely everything, whether that be by cheating or whatever. And then many years later on, in this case, quite a few years it seems, now they decide to beg to come back. And usually it's not because they actually care about the man or because they love him or they want to, solve the marriage and have the marriage and be a good wife or anything like this. No, usually it's because the guy that they tried to move on with didn't actually want her. Now she needs a dude to pay her bills and she's struggling. It has very little to do with actually caring about the ex-husband or the ex-boyfriend. Nevertheless, let's jump into this story here. She walked out on us 11 years ago. Now I am 36 years of age and she is begging to come back. So let's just jump right into it. The guy says, I was 23 when I met Jenna at a bar near my job in Colorado. She was a free spirit, always doodling on napkins, while I was the steady type, clocking hours at a lumber yard. So right off the bat, this guy's 23 years of age. He's working at a lumber yard. We hit it off, and by 25, we were hitched in a simple backyard gig. A family, a few buddies, nothing fancy. Our daughter came at 26, and I had thought that we'd nailed the whole family thing. So right off the bat, this is actually fairly interesting. Most people don't, at least most modern day people, don't have their families sorted by 26. The reason why this is the case is usually because modern women prefer to go out there and party until they can't actually anymore, right? This is why, guys, you see the average age of having a child increase over the years is because women more and more are wanting to go out there, hit the club, party it up, right? Hook up with a whole bunch of bad boys. Oftentimes these women actively want to spend over a decade hooking up with random dudes. And so they prefer to have kids at 31. So it's actually, a little bit strange to see marriage done at 25, family done at 26 years of age. That's actually quite rare in modern day circumstances, or maybe not rare, but certainly uncommon. Okay, let's keep going here. He says, life was good. I worked late shifts to stack cash for a down payment, and Jenna stayed home with the baby, right? So the dude is providing. He's trying to get a down payment for the house. He's trying to get somewhere for them to live permanently. I would assume that they're renting currently. And he's looking for to get the down payment for a house, I assume. So she's staying home. We were a team, or so I believed, juggling diapers and dreams. That first year, I was all in. I didn't see the cracks until they swallowed me whole. So let's continue. It's shattered at 27. One night, her phone lit up while she slept, and a suggestive text from the guy down the block was on it. I scrolled, flirty chats, pictures, plans to sneak off, all starting a week after our vows. My chest caved. I snapped photos of it all. Next morning, I tipped off the guy's wife. She was blindsided too, and everything I'd built was a lie. This is crazy. So not only, by the way, did the dude that she's trying to sneak off with have a wife, but also she's doing this apparently a week after their vows. Now, let me just say this. A lot of guys, they go out here, they catch their wives and their girlfriends doing something completely stupid like this, right? Texting some other guy, cheating with some other guy, whatever. And the men in these stories oftentimes think that, oh, this is the first time that she's done it. But in reality, guys, let's just call it for what it is. Usually these women are actually cheating years ago, right? Well before the marriage even began. Probably, as soon as their relationship began, oftentimes these women are cheating. I think dudes are quite naive when it comes to these situations. right? They just kind of take it at face value. But a lot of them fail to realize that the women who are unfaithful have been unfaithful for a very, very long time. But it is absolutely crazy, too, that she decided to, at least start texting this guy a week after their vows. Absolutely insane. So these two, mind you, they have a daughter, I believe it is, at this point in time, and he's 27 years of age. The dude, not only all of this, by the way, so the dude that she was cheating with also had a wife, which is so stupid because, like, if you're the woman in this situation and you're cheating with the dude who has a wife, this is obviously going to blow up in your face. This is obviously going to be something that, somebody's going to get pissed off, somebody's going to share it, right? This is just such a stupid thing for her to do. But I've said this on the channel many times before, is like, these people oftentimes lack intelligence and critical thinking skills, right? No, so not only do they lack morals, but they also lack critical thinking skills. So they decide to go out here and do this. But oftentimes these women are actively selecting the dudes who are pre-selected by other women. This is, guys, straight up, this is what women do a lot, right? Is they select dudes who already have girlfriends, who already have wives. I'm sure many of you have seen videos of this where women will sit there and say, oh, I had no idea that he had a wife or a girlfriend. But oftentimes the women are actually actively selecting the men who are already selected by women. I find that to be just really disturbing, but also hilarious at the same time, because they think it's going to work out in the end, right? She's going to steal some wife's man and things are going to work out fine. But this is not the case at all. So this guy says, I laid it out for Jenna that night. I showed her the proof. I said that it's over. She sobbed, pleaded, but I was done. I tested my daughter's DNA, needing to know that she was mine at least. And a day later, I got home from work to find her gone with our 7-month-old crying alone in her crib, a scribbled note saying that she was with the dude and not to follow. She ditched us cold. So this woman, right, up and decided to just, leave the dude, leave the child, and that was it, right? Now, granted, this guy said that it was over, but she immediately just left with the man, right? So she was with him, said not to follow, and she ditched the man. Ditched with the man, excuse me. So just, I don't know, maybe left the city or whatever the case may be. So I was reeling, but I had to step up. My girl needed me. Jenna had bolted with this dude, so I leaned on my brother and my neighbor's ex-wife, Sarah, who was in the same mess. Sarah started dropping by, watching my daughter while I pulled shifts. We clicked over shared scars, started dating at 28, and tied the knot at 29. Her son and my daughter meshed, and we had a kid at 31. A real family took root. This is something that me personally, guys, I don't really, I don't get behind this. So wait. So let me get this straight. His wife cheated on him with the dude. They essentially just switched, right? So he ended up with the wife of the neighbor, and she ended up with the husband of the neighbor. I don't know about all that, man. And this guy decides to get married again. Right? It's crazy to me how men will get screwed over once, right? I don't know if he lost any property or any resources, but it's just crazy to me how dudes will go through this crap and then they're like, you know what? It's time to get married again. Like, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. We clicked over shared scars, started dating at 28, tied the knot at 29. So within a year, he decided to marry this woman. I don't know what the hell this dude's decision making is terrible, right? Marrying a woman in a year, no. And by the way, this is now a single mother that he's marrying too, mind you, right? So not only is he just immediately moving on, marrying another woman after knowing her for like, in all honesty, a small amount of time, she's also a single mother that he decides to marry. I mean, sometimes these dudes just can't be helped. They just lack critical thinking skills. I don't know. 11 years rolled on. I'm 36 now. Sarah is 34, or Sarah, whatever. She's 34. Kids are 11, 10, and 5. Then out of the blue, Jenna emails me last week. I want my daughter. I want us back. I showed Sarah. She panicked, asking if I'd waver. I told her Jen is a ghost. I'm not budging. Still, it dragged up old wounds. I had to sort out what's right for my kids. So this woman decides to try and come back 11 11 years later. Now, you already know what happened, guys. When these women are begging to come back into, marriages, relationships, whatever, here's what happened. Number one, she probably, it didn't work out with the dude that she cheated on him with, right? Or the dude with. It didn't work out with that first man, obviously, right? Because they're both terrible people. It was never going to work out to begin with. The man that she decided to cheat with, obviously it was never going to work out. Maybe that took 10 days, maybe it took 2 years, who the hell cares? But at the end of the day, it didn't work out, obviously. So she would have went out there, she would have became single, right? That's the first problem. Now she doesn't have a man. Problem number two, she probably now has to pay her own bills, okay? Many of the women who do this crap, guys, when they try and return to the man, what they want to happen is they just want their bills to be paid. They don't actually give a damn. If you're some dude, by the way, please let me direct this to you watching this specifically. If you have been cheated on by a woman and she tries to come back into your life, she doesn't actually care about you. Women will put on this whole crap, guys, about how, oh, I miss us, I miss our family, we were so great together. They'll say a bunch of nonsense, but at the end of the day, they wouldn't have done it if they actually cared about you in the first place. So please understand that. So number two, she probably realizes now that she has to pay her own bills. Number three, when women do this also, they are completely undateable, by the way, right? So she probably, after it didn't work out with the first guy, she probably tried to make it work with a whole bunch of dudes, right? In this 11-year period, this woman probably hooked up with a whole bunch of guys, failed to secure commitment out of them, as they usually do, by the way. The women who are stupid enough to make decisions like this in the first place, when they go back out there onto the dating market, they fail because they are horrible people, right? So she probably failed with the first guy, failed with many more men, has to pay her own bills now, and now 11 years later decides to come crawling back. Please understand, guys, that the women are coming crawling back out of necessity, not because they care and not because they want to make the family actually work. If they wanted to make the family work, they wouldn't do the actions that they did in the first place. Let's continue here. I checked my options, called a lawyer friend who said Jenna's 11-year vanishing act tanks any claim she's got, which is fantastic. Abandonment that long, she's out, legally toast. Could even face penalties if she tried. I don't know what state these people are in. I don't know how legitimate that is, but that would be interesting, right? If she actually faced, I would love to see a woman try and, after abandoning her family, try and get a kid back, right? Try and get the family back, and then just face penalties. That would be so funny. I hit up her cousin, still a pal, about the email. Again, I don't know why this dude is friends with her cousin after this. Like, I don't understand these things, man. He said that he'd been mooching. He said that she's been mooching off the family, scraping by in a dive with no cash left after rent. Never asked about our daughter, just handouts. So she's trying to live off of their family, right? The remainder of her family. Her parents cut her off years ago, floored by what she pulled. Her mother told her she's no daughter of theirs. Ooh. Her cousin said that keep her away, she'd drag the girl down. I've been in counseling with my daughter, breaking the real story to her slow. She's 11, sharp enough to handle it now. Sarah and I are both are locking in adoptions for each other's kids, stealing our crew. Right, now he's 36, house buzzing with 3 children. Sarah's there, job steady. Jenna's message, frustrated him a bit, got him a bit shook. Daughter's got a mother, nevertheless. He's been hiking again. The kids fill his days, and I'm not letting her shadow creep in. She's gone quiet since her cousin laid out the facts, and she's got no play left. This is a disgusting story, guys, but I think the worst part about this story is I don't think that it's altogether uncommon, right? Whether the kids are involved or not, I have seen plenty of stories where women will just up and leave because they feel like it or because they think that they found a better option, only to come crawling back later on. And to be honest, I think it's hilarious when the women are faced with reality, right? Because a lot of the time, when this amount of time has passed, the dude has time to think logically, right? He has time to sit there and actually think about what's going on. And oftentimes these men don't take these women back, as they shouldn't, and then the women are completely screwed. Hilarious stuff. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, do not forget to leave your own thoughts and comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.